All this extreme festival of motorsport action is proudly brought to you by Mobil 1 and G&H Transport. Welcome to Zwartkops Raceway, the arena of motorsport and continued action for the National Championship Extreme Festival. Big crowds coming out here to be entertained, and they are certainly going to be entertained as we get into the thick of it here today. Inclement weather over the past couple of days, and fortunately today it's cleared up and we've got ideal racing conditions. We start things out with the Mobil 1 V8s. Mobil 1 joining the V8s at the beginning of the season, and great to have them on board. Good to see the return of Ben Morgenroot as well. Problems here for Mackie Adlam, a little bit of a gearbox issue that has to be sorted out. And looks like Thomas Reeb is also finding a little bit of problems there on the gearbox inside his Cafe 9 Automotive Lumina. Isaac Spies, he missed the second round and had to leave early. Hopefully today he'll be sticking around for all the action in the Mobil 1 V8s. Cars making their way out onto the circuit now, and it's going to be a tough day in the saddle for these guys. They're going to have to put the pedal to the metal. And here at this very short circuit, these cars only get into third gear. It's double wave yellows as they go down into turn 1 and 2. So everybody much stays exactly as they qualified, and Reeb leads through turn 1. As they get into turn 2, that's when they get the green flag, and that's exactly when the racing starts. Problems on the sideline by the looks of things for Ian Young. He pulls to the sideline there and just out of the action in the background, under a bit of pressure as they come through turn 2. Green flags now, and on board with Julian Familiaris as we go through turn 3, closing in on both Isaac Spies and Rolf Duplessis. As you can see, unfortunately, problems for Mackie Adlam. He hasn't been able to make it up, but they're continuing to work on that car. Hopefully he'll be ready by race number 2. Heading up to the top of the hill now for the very first time. Watch out for those two LSP group cars. They're sitting in 4th and 5th at the moment and looking for a chance to get to the top. Ian Young definitely has a problem. And so does, wow, where are they going? That's a completely wrong line there for Terry Wolford. Terry Wolford running wide at the top of the hill into turn 5, and he gets it all out of shape. Manages to catch the car and tucks in behind Familiaris, just ahead of Herbst. Now as they come down the hill, he's got a lot of work to do there. Ben Morgenroot keeping the rest of the field at bay, allowing Thomas Reeb to get away. The NF Autocraft machine there of JP Nokia all over the back of the old man, and Ben Morgenroot definitely going to have his work cut out there. That's a hungry driver behind. Last time we were at Zwartkops, we had a big opportunity for Nokia to take his first victory. Unfortunately, he didn't quite get it right. This time, though, it seems like that Corvette is on fire and going like a rocket. Duplessis trying to find a way through there. And Isaac Spies is making his teammates' life a little bit more difficult. Further back, you can see there was a little bit of maneuvering coming through from Antoine Marks. Oh, Morgenroot's got a problem. Morgenroot pulls to the sideline, and Ben Morgenroot with a big issue there, heading up to the top of the hill. Familiaris goes flying past him on board here with the Loop Tech car as it hits the top of the hill under braking. Oh, JP Nokia is under massive pressure. And look at the pressure being applied there at the back from Terry Wolford. He now splits the two LSP group cars. It's Isaac Spies who's got in front. And it's Rolf Duplessis who hasn't found a way through just yet. As they come under braking, Spies hangs on. They come down into G&H Transport corner. And oh, Spies now dropping behind. So Spies and Rolf Duplessis swapping positions there. Very similar livery cars. And Spies pulls to the sideline. He's got a problem. That's the end of the LSP group car there. And he pulls out of this one. Hopefully they can get that car sorted out for race number 2. Oh, it's a race of attrition here. And 20 Marks with a problem as well. Here we see a little bit of an issue as you see Spies running wide. The front tire is flat on that car. And that's the reason why he wasn't able to control the machine coming out of G&H Transport corner. Pulls off the circuit and out of the race. Back to the front. Well, Ben Morgenroot's back on track, but he's about to be lapped there by JP Nokia. And a little tap from Rolf Duplessis as well. Take that, Ben Morgenroot. The two Ranfantine boys are going at it just thick and fast. And Wolford, he's just looking to just apply the pressure where he can and capitalize on any mistakes that happen there between Rolf Duplessis and Ben Morgenroot. Under braking down into the final corner they come. I can't see Thomas Reeb too far up the front end though. Reeb though has got away. Hopefully they can keep that lead. And the Coca-Cola Cafe Automotive machine will hang on. Ian Young has recovered nicely. He's now all over the back of Steve Herbst, and Herbst now trying to keep him out. So it looks like we're going to see Associated Alterations versus the Pry Instrumentation car there. And that Corvette fending off the attack coming from that Ford Mustang. As they come flying through turn 1. They're closing in onto the back end of David Kutsia. Kutsia looking for a possibility of a top 5 finish. This is our leader. No worries at all at this stage for Thomas Reeb. And oh, as I say that, he gets it out of shape. Can you believe that? Something must have broken on that car. That's not like Thomas Reeb to make a mistake like that. Something has gone wrong on the Cafe 9 automotive machine, giving the N4 Autocraft Corvette the lead of the race. I think Reeb has got enough time to get that car back on track there and possibly hang on for second, but it's going to be the first win ever in a V8 supercar race here for JP Nokia. He comes across the line and hangs on for the victory. What a ride. Thomas Reeb is going to dice to the line with Rolf Duplessis and just beats him to the line for second place. What an incredible finish to this Mobil 1 V8 supercar race. This is Reeves on board as we get to the top of the hill. You can see as he pitches it in, something goes wrong there. There's definitely not a mistake that Thomas Reeb made in that position when he's got such a big lead. Something must have broken on that Lumina, and he gets back on track, as you can see, just behind the Corvette, and then fends off the attack from Rolf Duplessis to get to the checkered flag. Sure, he's going to be kicking himself, and they'll be working on that car definitely in the interim between race 1 and 2 to get it sorted. You can see he continues the fight here. Watch for Duplessis coming up on the inside, trying to squeeze him out. Reeves sees him coming. He gets up the inside, actually, and then dives back at him to get through. We didn't see that in the first picture, but what a great onboard there to see the battle there between Reeves and Duplessis for second and third. Terry Wolford eventually comes through for fourth place, ahead of Julian Familiaris, and David Kutsia just misses out on a top 5, beating Steve Herbst and Ian Young. JP Nokia is going to be ecstatic with his first victory in the V8, and we're going to catch up with him and find out how that first race went and how awesome it is to be on the top.
It feels excellent. We knew it was coming, but it was hard work. Just thanks to my team and everybody. Excellent. We have been waiting for this one for 2 race meetings now. Now we finally got it. So now we don't want to stop.
Welcome back to action from the Extreme Festival of Motorsport here at Zwartkops. We've seen some great action in the Mobil 1 V8s, and they're going to be using a lot of that Mobil 1 lube, that's for sure. Particularly in this car, as they're still working frantically to get Mackie Adlam ready for race number 2. Terry Wolford will definitely be looking to change his luck a little bit. Didn't quite go according to plan there for the championship leader. And JP Nokia is fired up after race 1's victory. On board here with the Cafe 9 automotive Chevy Lumina of Thomas Reeb. Let's see if he can get to the front and hopefully take a victory. It was just stolen from him right in the closing stages. Remember, double yellows into turn 1 and 2. So everybody is line astern as they go through there. David Kutsia around the outside. Steve Herbst tucks in behind him. And then Ian Young. And remember, this is an inverted grid now for race number 2. Mackie Adlam is back out on circuit, but he's starting right from the back, having not qualified at the beginning of the day's racing. Ben Morganhood is back in the field. So is Duplessis. So is Isak Spies as they come flying out of turn number 2. Oh, and Ian Young to the sideline again. He's had a tough day. So is Ben Morganhood. Morganhood slowing down, and some issues there for the Ranfantine man. Morganhood Auto car pulling right to the sideline. The second man from Ranfantine there in the Adlam Auto Jaguar is starting to tick them off one by one. He's got through there on Skalki Kampan. He's got through there as well on Isak Spies possibly. But as they come to the top of the hill, Kutsia leads. And problems for Spies. He was pushing too hard. Could see that going up the hill. A little bit of outbraking maneuver, and he outbraked himself, unfortunately, at the top and ran wide. So it's the Grid 1 car coming through here, the Mobil 1 grid car that flies down into GNA's transport corner. Here comes Kampan, diving on the inside, looking for a way through on Steve Herbst, and he makes it stick relatively easily. Now as they come across the line, you can see them all sorting themselves out. Terry Wolford looking for an opportunity early on to close things down on those top 3 cars. And if you see on 20 marks getting out of shape like that, it might help out the charge coming from the Fuchs car. Behind that, it's Julian Familiaris, and Familiaris will go on board here. The Loop Tech car around the outside of Antoni Marks. Marks trying to just fend off the attack and also go on the attack himself. Not an easy thing to do there through turn 3 at close to 160 k's an hour. Then they just roll off ever so slightly. There's a change up as Wolford dives on the inside of Familiaris, moves up to 3rd place. Behind him though, it's Adlam. Can you believe that? Adlam is already up to 5th place from the back of the field, and we're only on lap 2. Kutsia loses out there to Wolford. Wolford pushing hard. He knows Adlam's coming. But have a look who's just behind that. It is Thomas Reeb who is charging as hard and as fast in that Coca-Cola Lumina. They come flying out of turn 7 now. Wolford dives on the inside. So does Adlam, so does Reeb. We're going to have 3 overtaking opportunities here in the space of a couple of 100 meters. Wolford hasn't made it stick. Adlam has. Adlam has got through. Looks like Reeb had a bit of a battle there with Kutsia. Couldn't quite make it stick. And now goes into turn 1. He's looking for a chance to go onto the inside into turn 2 now. There you go, under braking. Kutsia just a little less experience going into turn 2, opening up the door, and that's Reeb going to squeeze through now, up into 4th place. Look at the battle for 2nd and 3rd though. The 2 Jaguars going at it. Familiaris, oh, he's pushing hard. You can see just how hard Jules is pushing. He's really got to grips with this car, having been in a BMW most of his racing career, and now getting to the real front end of these big V8s. Kutsia under pressure there. Kampan is all over the back of him. This is the battle for the lead now, and the lead is between our top two contenders in this championship. Mackie Adlam all over the back of Terry Wolford, but Reeb is slowly but surely becoming a big threat to both of them. And with a couple of laps to go now, there's a very good possibility that Reeb could get up and get in close. Oh, how was that? Such late braking coming out of Adlam. He got the car all out of shape and nearly went into the back end there. Oh, massive flame out of Familiaris. That's not good. That car's actually on fire. That's not an exhaust flame. There's an issue there on that car. He's going to have to pull it into the pit lane, and hopefully somebody's got a fire extinguisher ready to go. Speaking of fire, look how hot it's getting at the front end. Hard on the brakes up the inside. Adlam is through. Adlam squeezing Wolford out. Oh, Wolford sideways. The two of them side by side. Just enough room to play as they go through turn 3. Lots of respect, and what a move there from Adlam. Set it up 2 corners back. He gets through. Now Reeva's on the attack. Terry Wolford's under pressure. You can see it's coming to the closing stages. We're on the last lap, and Reeb wants to get past. Terry Wolford could be in some trouble here as they get to the top of the hill. White line rule applies. There's the white line, but he's not close enough to make it stick. Wolford's outbraked himself, though. Wolford has gone in very hard. He just manages to catch the car before it goes off the track. Reeb sees that. He's going to apply the pressure now down into turn number 8. As they come out of 7, that's Mix FM. And now under braking, Adlam is going to take the victory. He comes across the line. Plain sailing there for Mackie Adlam, and what a return. From 0 to hero there for Adlam. Second place goes to Wolford, and Thomas Reeb hangs on for a great third place. That'll probably give him the overall victory on the day. So confirmation of those results. It's a great drive from Mackie Adlam in the Adlam Auto Jaguar, beating Terry Wolford in that Fuchs Lubricant Falcon, ahead of Thomas Reeb and 20 marks up in the 4th, Isak Spies in 5, JP Nokia, David Kutsia, and Steve Herbst, your top 8. The hottest car out there, though, was Familiaris. He pulled in the pit lane to get that fire extinguished.
We got to about lap 4, if I'm not mistaken, and we came through turn 2, car gave a bit of a bog. Heading up to turn 5, car turned off, and I coasted into the pits. As we entered the pits, I noticed some smoke, and a glare caught the corner of my eye, so I pulled into the corner of the pit exit, and the marshals managed to put the fire out. Well done to them, and thank you very much. And yeah, we'll just have to figure out what the issue was and come back strong at the next round.
Coming back strong in race 2 was Mackie Adlam, getting the victory.
What an awesome blessing. After an unfortunate qualifying engine, the gearbox broke. We missed the first heat, and starting from the back came through. And credit to Larry, who borrowed me a gearbox, and Mobil 1 St. Lube that makes this possible for us to race. Thanks.